this election. It's got a lot of firsts for us, like Labor promising something as massive as the total reorganisation of our electricity supply, its global warming plan, while refusing to tell voters the massive costs. That's extraordinary. Here's another, the Liberals trying to win an election with its former Prime Minister, Malcolm Turnbull, and his son white-anting them all the way, even backing anti-Liberal candidates. But there is one other thing, totally unprecedented, happening right in front of our eyes, and it's being treated at best as a joke when it is actually a menace. It's Clive Palmer, the mining magnate. Now, I knew that Palmer was spending a lot of money promoting his new United Australia Party, spending and spending for months on ads on Facebook, radio, newspapers, text messages and TV.
The United Australia Party is going to make the difference we need in Canberra. It's got the people and the resources to make this country great again.
But this week, Palmer has really stepped up that spending. He's done what not even Labor or the Liberals have ever done or could afford. Across the country, in every major newspaper today, and several minor papers as well, Palmer has bought both page 2 and page 3 for full-page ads, and often with a smaller ad on the front page as well. That's prime spots, lots of money. Today, again, in Queensland's Courier Mail, for instance, ads attacking the allegedly dodgy tax promises of the Liberals and Labor and telling voters to take insurance in the Senate by voting for Palmer's party. In fact, Palmer himself is standing in Queensland for the Senate. In Sydney's Daily Telegraph, Palmer is crusading on gender equality and again urging a vote for his party in the Senate. In the rival Sydney Morning Herald, it's an attack on Labor's tax grab and a how-to-vote guide for Palmer's candidates running in every seat. In Melbourne, Palmer's 2-page ads in the Herald Sun and also in the rival Age newspaper call for nuclear power. Around the country, yesterday as well, Clive Palmer has bought page 2 and 3 ads in just about every big newspaper. The Adelaide Advertiser, Hobart Mercury, even the Alice Springs Centralian Advocate, the Australian newspaper as well. In Queensland particularly, regional newspapers like in Townsville and Cairns, again, page 2, page 3, full-page ads. I'm guessing, and I'll talk to an expert soon who will contradict me if I'm wrong, that we're talking here somewhere between $1.5 and $3 million of just newspaper advertising, not including TV, in just a single day. And yesterday again. And I guess tomorrow. I guarantee no party has ever done something like this. And certainly not over several days. By the time he's finished, Clive Palmer is likely to have spent towards $60 million on his campaign, he says. That's twice as much as Labor and the Liberals combined. Now, almost all of that is out of Palmer's own pocket.
As I said, my wealth's $4,000 million. Do you think I give a stuff about what you personally think or anyone else?
So, what does that kind of money buy Palmer? Well, the polls say his national vote is now around 4 to 5%. In Queensland, it'll almost certainly be higher, enough to get Palmer into politics again as a senator. He might even get 2 senators if he's lucky. Think now how extraordinary that is. Palmer's name a year ago was mud after his Queensland nickel refinery collapsed and he walked away without paying his workers their entitlements. The federal government is still suing him for $70 million he claims he owes taxpayers. Politically, too, he was a joke. When he was first running for Parliament 6 years ago, success. Palmer won a seat for himself in the lower house and had 4 senators as well. But after just 3 years, 3 of those senators, including Jackie Lambie, had dumped him. Palmer himself skipped Parliament a lot, and when he was there, was occasionally photographed sleeping. And then he was gone. Now Palmer is back with a new party, more money, and a very different agenda. For instance, last time around, Palmer backed climate alarmist Al Gore and his call for more international action on global warming.
Senators and friends, I'd like to welcome Vice President Gore to Canberra and thank him for the productive discussions we've held today.
But today, Clive Palmer wants to tear up the Paris Agreement on global warming. He says it's a con, which it is. Clive Palmer is a political chameleon. His last party fell apart. His personal reputation has been trashed. His policies, a grab bag, although he is generally for smaller government. Small mercies there. All in all, Palmer should be absolutely dead in the water. Yet, after Saturday, he could share the balance of power in the Senate. He could have the power he needs, not just to awe Chinese business contacts, but to get more policies in this country that suit him. That seems a very good return on $60 million. Unfortunately, that's your parliament we're talking about.